Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to review the 2023 film They Cloned Tyrone. So the synopsis is: a series of eerie events thrust an unlikely trio onto the trail of a nefarious government conspiracy. And this stars Jamie Foxx, John Boyega, Teyonah Parris, J. Alphonse Nicholson, Kiefer Sutherland, and David Alan Grier. So the way I do things around here, I start with my cons, then my pros, and in this case I have other thoughts as well that aren't like pros or cons, and then an overall rating. So but I don't have a lot of cons. It was a really good movie. One is that there wasn't enough Jamie Foxx. I just really liked his character. He was funny. He's just naturally funny. He just made me laugh the entire time for the most part. So I wish I could have seen more of his character. I'm not gonna lie, obviously, like, I got confused on some parts. I don't know if that's really a con, but there were certain moments, especially the end, when it was explained what was going on. It was, first of all, it was explained 2 different times in a way, but one was more detailed. And I was just kind of drifting off. I was just like, I guess. I don't know. It's a little too long for me, and some aspects didn't make sense to me. And I'm not gonna lie, you know, being a Black creative, I had an initial thought of that this was stereotypic, especially seeing that the 3 main characters, you know, you got a pimp, a hoe, and a drug dealer, you know, so it's like you kind of have that knee, or I'll say I had that knee-jerk reaction of, why does it have to be this way? But when you watch the rest of the film, it makes so much sense why, but still sometimes seeing the environment and the occupations of Black characters, even if it's done in a great way, is sometimes a little sketchy to me. Like, it's not the best thing, but like I said, in this film it made a lot of sense. But yeah, those were the only cons I had. My pros: it looked great cinematography, great editing choices, great color grading. There, as far as editing choices, there was one scene, my favorite scene as far as editing was, without giving too much away, was when John Boyega's character Fontaine left the motel the first time, and that scene, it just was so suspenseful because of the editing choice, you know. And so I really liked that aspect of the film. The wardrobe was great, the acting was phenomenal across the board, especially from John Boyega. And now that I think about it, I think that this is the first film that I've seen with him in it. Like, I haven't seen any of the Star Wars films. I started to watch The Woman King, but I didn't finish it. So I think that really doesn't make any sense, because I feel like there's another film that I've seen him in, or a TV show, but I'm not sure. But I just thought he did so great. He did really good. Jamie Foxx did good. Teyonah Parris did really good. So that was cool. And I really liked their chemistry between the 3 of them, and even with some of the other characters. Oh, of course, the music was great. The score was one of my favorite things in this film. The score was just, it was just smooth, it was soulful, it was kind of like haunting in a way, it was kind of dark. I just love the score. I need to get the score. So I like that another thing before getting into my other thoughts, random thoughts or whatever, is there was some thought-provoking things. Obviously, it's a whole thought-provoking movie, but it even made me think of certain things. Even though a lot of the aspects weren't new to me, there were certain things that made me think like, oh, that makes sense. Specifically, I'll just say, like, when they showed how music can affect you, it kind of made me think about myself. Maybe not music, but like kind of like what I watch and how it can really like alter my mood and, you know, influence me. Even though I'm not gonna obviously go out and do anything crazy, but we all have had those moments where we watch certain things or we binge watch certain things, and it changes your mentality a bit, or it might influence you just a little bit or a lot. So I thought that was a cool aspect of the film. So my other thoughts, the entire time that I was watching, I was thinking about Black Dynamite, which is one of my favorite films. I think it's so funny, and it's very similar to this as far as a conspiracy, but with Black Dynamite, there's like that one conspiracy. There wasn't like a bunch of conspiracies, and Black Dynamite is a little lighter in tone, and it's, you know, Black Dynamite is like a satire about a satire of blaxploitation films, and then this was definitely influenced by blaxploitation films. Another thing is, when I initially saw this trailer, I saw it like a year or so ago, and I didn't know what time period it was. Like, I was so confused because, you know, with the trailer it had, like, you know, the elevator scene. It's like you see Jamie, you see Tiana, you're like, okay, they seem like they're from the 70s, but then you see John Boyega and it's like, he looks modern. And so I thought it was going to be like some time travel type stuff, but the entire time there are just these aspects that just make you question what's going on, you know, like the TVs, the computers, the flip phones, but then, you know, the mentioning of Bitcoin and things like that was interesting to me. To me, the only other film that made me feel like that was Napoleon Dynamite. I remember when that initially came out, I was just like, is this set in the 80s? Is it set now? And it's just, you know, it was just kind of like a combination of all of those things. So, and that's one of my favorite movies too. So another thing that I liked about this, and I've seen this from a lot of the younger Black creatives, like you know, Issa Rae or Lena Waithe and this guy, Jewel Taylor, is that I feel like there were things in this film, there were things put in this film that only Black people will understand, and it's just interesting to me because it becomes this thing of like, if you know, you know. If you don't know, then go ask somebody, because this is specific to Black culture. And so I like that there's not, to an extent, there's not like explaining of something. Like, you just know. If you pick it up, you know. So I think that, although that was cool. And so just in general, with conspiracies, let me tell you, unpopular opinion, I am not a conspiracy person. I'm the one Black person in the world who is not a conspiracy person. So I didn't really, and you guys can put your comments below on how you feel, not about conspiracies, but about this film and how they handled conspiracies, because I wasn't sure if it was almost like a parody of how we are so deeply into conspiracies, or if the, you know, director actually believes that this stuff is going on, or if it's just a combination of both. Because for me, I'm not a conspiracy person, but I'm more of a, I don't know the word, I'm just gonna make like a surface level conspiracy person. Like, I'm more of a, this is in front of our faces type of conspiracy person. Like, I'm more of a, like, obviously there's things such as food deserts that are in poor Black neighborhoods. They're not obviously in like suburban neighborhoods, or like these things are done, there are things done by the government because they don't care about us, but not like a secret, like I'm not like there's a secret lab type of thing. Now, do I think that we don't know everything that the government is doing? Of course, I definitely think that, but I'm not a big conspiracy person. I might make a video about that, but I'm not a huge, like, I actually think a lot of times it keeps us distracted, really, and I hate that I just said that. I hate that I just said that. I think sometimes when you're so focused on conspiracies, you really don't get to the root of what's happening. It's just a constant debate. It's a constant, well, we don't know, but I think that this is going on. And so then you're not actually putting in the work to help anybody, because there are things that are literally going on that you could try to find a solution to or aid in, but instead you're going down a rabbit hole on YouTube about the Illuminati. Like, stuff like that's annoying to me. So I'm not a conspiracy person, but you know, some of the things of keeping, some of the aspects of this film as far as like keeping Black people complacent or keeping poor Black people complacent through different tools, I definitely think is real. But yeah, that's all I had. I just really wanted to do this review. I hate that I waited so long, but yeah, I really liked it. I'm not really a person that rewatches things. I don't rewatch movies. I rewatch TV shows, but I did go back and watch certain scenes of the film. It was just great. So, and another thing as far as other thoughts is that it did make me think of, like, when I was watching it, I thought of Black Dynamite, but I also thought of Us as far as the underground aspect. I didn't think of Get Out till afterwards, maybe a couple days later, but I think, you know, with the Black directors, I think this kind of Afro surrealism, or this Black sci-fis and horrors and fantasies with the kind of underlying social messages are really cool and very interesting to watch. So yeah, so overall, what would I give this film? I would give this film a 9 out of 10. So if you've seen this film, please tell me what you thought below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, your pros and cons, your rating. I don't know about the conspiracies. Please save it. Take it to somebody else's page. But be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you liked the video. And stay tuned for my next video. Thanks for watching.